And interestingly, so far, what we have seen is that we have gotten some Democrats caught in the drama of the Epstein files. Specifically, first of all, to hit real quick, an update on Larry Summers, who is the former Treasury Secretary for Clinton. He was the head over at Harvard University. So initially he was like, I'm not going to be doing any more public engagements. Well, now he also is not teaching any more classes.
Yeah, I saw a video, I think, of his last class at Harvard.
Yeah.
Someone was taping it. I was like, oh, that's something.
It was really awkward. I should have pulled that because it was a student like doing a sneak video of like when your professor comes in Monday morning and has to apologize for being in the Epstein files, and then they do like a pukey face. And he's just like, apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm really ashamed. I'm not going to be doing any more speaking engagements, but we're going to move forward with our classes. And it's like, whoop, no, we're not. Because like 24 hours later, he got booted. And right now, no classes. He's got removed from boards. He's like persona non grata right now.
Yeah. And it'll stay that way for a while.
Oh, for sure. I actually was thinking about this a little bit because I want to talk about Plaskett bit. First of all, if you were to just think about this if you want to talk about this from a political aspect, Epstein ran in Democrat liberal circles. So the likelihood is that a lot of the people that are going to get tied up or mentioned in his emails that are going to get hit with frags, by proxy, are going to be Democrat affiliated.
Yeah.
And not necessarily that. I think because my concern here is that also there's going to be a lot of guilt by association. So I am concerned that people are going to get caught up in stuff.
But he was rich and he was wealthy and he was super connected. And so many people, it's not like it's bizarre that there was different relationships and they knew each other and they went to the same party and this person knew this one and got invited on this boat, whatever. That's kind of normal for those circles. It's all very incestuous and they all know each other. And that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody implicated is guilty of his debauchery.
But I suspect that there is a contingent within the Democrat Party that is post-Epstein influence.
Oh, yeah.
Younger Democrats that are going to be very willing to use Epstein to throw the older Democrats under the bus.
Yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it in a hot second.
Yeah,
they'll burn the whole thing down. They're fine.
Yeah, to move it on is like, we need to get rid of the olds in the party, quote unquote. Yep. And if we got to do it with, your affiliation with Epstein,
they'll do it.
Then let's do it. They have no problem with it, which is one of the reasons. I mean, honestly, like if you're going to come out and defend Larry Summers after the text exchange where he was asking for wooing advice from JeffreyEpstein.
Wasn't he married at the time too?
Yes, he was married. He's trying and he's asking Epstein for advice on how to woo some Chinese, and she's the daughter of
woo is code word for something else, I would assume. I don't think.
I'm trying to be correct here. I'm trying to be PG
accurate. Friendly
here, okay? Because it wasn't exactly like he wanted to court her or anything like that.
It wasn't on the up and up.
I mean? No, not at all. But what I do find interesting is that Stacey Plaskett, Plaskett? Is that Plaskett? Is that how you pronounce her name, I think?
Plaskett. I don't remember.
So she is the delegate for the Virgin Islands. So she doesn't even have a vote or anything like that. She's not a representative. And she was on, I played the video. She was on that committee hearing investigating Trump, where he ultimately ended up with those 34 felony charges because of the Stormy Daniels thing, right?
Yeah.
So now she's doing damage control because she has admitted finally about that it was her and that she was communicating with Epstein. And when she went to the House floor, because there was a call for censure on her, which that has a whole other story, which I'm probably going to talk about a little bit on my newsletter. Specifically on this, I want to play for you just a segment of her speech on the House floor where she was defending herself from censure. Just hear her explanation.
And I got a text from Jeffrey Epstein, who at the time was my constituent, who was not public knowledge at that time that he was under federal investigation, and who was sharing information with me. Now, I heard recently, and I got a text.
So she sounds guilty. Softly defensive.
By the way, when this happened, he was already a registered sex offender. He had already been charged previously.
She didn't know that, Meseidy. She didn't know that. He was just a constituent.
She also had received almost $30,000 in donations from Jeffrey Epstein because she's a delegate of the Virgin Islands, which is where Epstein has his homes, right?
Yeah.
And he was there as a resident too,
yeah.
by the way. So that means he spent most of the year there or lived there, right? Now, when the investigation happened in like 2018, 2019, before he committed suicide and everything, and it was revealed that she had received these donations, she initially said she was not going to return the donations or donate the donations. She refused to. It wasn't until she received a whole bunch of pressure that she finally donated those to, I think it was like women's organizations. But in this same speech, she tries to make the argument that people should be more concerned with the fact, or maybe people should be more concerned with the fact, that there's Republicans who are texting a 34-time felon who is the president of the United States.
The people in the audio can't see my face, but
like the eye roll.
I'm just giving up. I'm just giving up. It's so silly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now, she went also on CNN to defend herself again.
Was Scott Jennings there? Please tell me he was.
No, he has talked about this, but he was not there.
Dang.
I know. You were like, please let Scott Jennings be there. He's making this point though, however. But let's hear, this is her second attempt to defend herself.
I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can.
Again, very defensive because she knows she's wrong. She knows she's caught, and she knows that everybody, including the CNN panel, is like, lady, just say.
They're like, come on,
that you regret it.
And then she's like, can we just move on from this? Can we also, move on from the fact?
Make up a word? Did she say deemed? Like what? I don't know.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention for that.
Yeah.
So I was just listening to the fact that she really wants us to move on.
She wants to move on. Oh, yeah, I bet she does. Yes. That's usually what people want when they are caught.
Yeah. Well, so far, I have seen Jamie Raskin come to her defense. I have seen Hakeem Jeffries also come to her defense. In fact, I think Hakeem Jeffries was on with Caitlin Collins. I wish I had pulled this clip because she kept asking him.
Hakeem Jeffries got donations from.
Okay, so I don't.
Epstein too, right?
Okay, let me explain that one. And I hate to.
No, I don't know enough. So tell me what.
Okay. So apparently, what
and then we
happened,
need to talk about Thanksgiving. I am done with these people.
We're about to go there. As soon as let me summarize this for you because you asked the question.
I know.
So
I need to know.
Jeffries, when he was running, I think initially, I think this was like 2018 or something.
Okay.
It was for a midterm. His campaign sent out an email to donors, and one of these was Jeffrey Epstein.
I see.
And so they were saying, hey, we want a donation. Come meet the Brooklyn Barack Obama or whatever, which is, he's a rising star.
That is
inaccurate. You can make this donation. You can meet him. So I think that was more of just, this is a donor list. Epstein's on the donor list and they sent out the email. I don't necessarily think that there was a direct, I don't think Epstein had Hakeem's text number. You know, I think it was just like a donation email. Okay. But yes, it looks like Hakeem Jeffries received donations from Jeffrey Epstein. But I don't think he had knowledge about it per se. It was just like, we're just campaigning.
His network was doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been interesting to watch this whole thing play out.
Yeah.
Because they're all defending their own. Because even what's her name? Our friend. What's her friend's name? Crockett. Jasmine Crockett went to the House floor, accused Mitt Romney, Lee Zeldin, a few other Republicans of having received donations from Jeffrey Epstein. And it turns out that the Jeffrey Epstein was a doctor, not the Jeffrey Epstein.
How embarrassing.
And then she had to go on with Caitlin Collins on The Source, and she's asked about this, and she was just kind of like, look, I said it was a Jeffrey Epstein, okay? I only had so much time to look it up.
Right.
I didn't know. You know, what you should be more concerned about is that they're texting with a 34-time felon who's in the White House. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Please shut up.
Well, and it's kind of like they all got the message that this is the line of attack they need to use right now. You know how they all.
By the way, the 34-count felon, who is appealing the case, and obviously we don't have time to get into that one, but yeah, it is ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay. They're circling the wagons, but I wanted to point this out because I think what is likely to happen is that the Democrats, when these situations come up, if you are an older Democrat that's been around for a while, they're going to leave you out to dry. And then if you're a younger one, like Plaskett is, they're going to circle the wagons to defend you and be like,
didn't Hogg, what was his name?
David Hogg?
He's the one who said that out loud in an interview. We talked about it on the podcast a couple months ago where he was just like, basically, we need to get the old people out. We need a new
he was
generation.
like, we got to get rid of the olds. And
people didn't like that, but he was just saying what they're all thinking.